ऋतु के साथ हैप्पी सैटरडे, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड इवनिंग और इतने सारे त्योहारों के साथ आज का प्यारा सा दिन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द स्प्रिंग फेस्टिवल। हैप्पी गुड़ी पड़वा है और कई कई फेस्टिवल्स आ रहे हैं। ऋतु, हाउ आर यू डूइंग?
बहुत बढ़िया। टुडे इज लाइक काइंड ऑफ ऑफिशियल स्टार्ट ऑफ स्प्रिंग। तो सब जो भी हमारे शो को देख रहे हैं सबको ये कहूंगी, विशिंग यू हैप्पी स्प्रिंग। नवरात्रि आप जो भी फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट करते हो उसकी आपको ढेर सारी बधाइयों। लेकिन सबका सोल तो यही है ना कि वी हैव टू बी पैशनेट एंड एनर्जेटिक। दैट टाइम ऑफ द ईयर हैज कम।
Exactly, exactly. Let me just change my privacy so that everyone can share it.
हाँ, आज तो बहुत लोगों ने फास्ट भी रखा होगा। तो बहुत मतलब काफी लोग एक्साइटेड थे कल से। काफी लोग थोड़े से ये भी थे कि अब कुछ दिन तक वो कुछ चीजें नहीं कर पाएंगे, खा पी नहीं पाएंगे। उन सब का भी था सबको, बट आई एम रियली एक्साइटेड। मैं फास्ट नहीं रखती हूँ, बट मैंने सोचा है कि इस बार मैं रखूंगी फास्ट।
Yeah,
हाय
same,
दिव्या।
same. Hi, Divya. Hi. Happy Navratri to team. Divya, thank you so much. Sangeeta Bulbul Agarwal. Hello, Rajiv and Ritu. Hi, Sangeeta. How are you? Um, and Divya says, Ritu, you're looking so pretty.
थैंक यू
And
दिव्या,
I,
थैंक यू।
I agree with her. So it is Gudi Padwa, Ugadi, Chetachan, Guru Bihu. शाम के लोग बिहू मनाते हैं. Chaitri, Vishu, Navratri. So a festive season has started. और Ritu, happy birthday.
थैंक
Belated
यू।
happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, every day is happy birthday as long as we are alive, not just by being alive, but our hearts and spirits are alive. तो और पैशन तो जो है वो हमको अलाइव रखती है। तो आज हम इस शो में पैशन से रिलेटेड एक फील्ड की बातें करने वाले हैं, राजीव।
Yeah, exactly. और so उससे पहले कि हम पैशन की तरफ चलें, how was your Miami trip?
बहुत बढ़िया था। मतलब वैसे तो हम लोग ज्यादा घूमते नहीं है। आई थिंक दिस वाज आवर फर्स्ट वेकेशन इन आवर लाइफ। हम घूमे हैं, बट तो मैंने इस बार बोला सुनील को, अपना बर्थडे मुझे यहाँ पर घर पे रह के नहीं बिताना है, कुछ भी करो छुट्टी लो। एंड आई हैव टू क्रिएट सम मेमोरीज। और आई थिंक सबको ही करनी चाहिए, नॉट जस्ट गोइंग ऑन ट्रिप्स, कुछ भी करके जो उनका मन करता है। सो दैट वाज माय गोल एंड आई अचीव्ड इट। एंड
Awesome.
आई रियली हैड गुड फन। नए लोगों को मिली वहां पर, और कुछ एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए जो कि मेरे साथ अब हमेशा रहेंगे। एंड अब मैंने सोचा है कि अब मैं जाया करूंगी ज्यादा वेकेशंस पे, मतलब नई नई जगहों पर नए नए लोगों से मिलूंगी। वहां पर ना एक एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट हुआ था। मैं तो कभी गई नहीं हूँ इस तरीके की जगहों पर। तो दे यूज दिस वर्ड मामा, बहुत बोलते हैं ना
Mhm.
फ्लोरिडा में, या जो भी क्यूबन लोग या जो भी रहते हैं।
Right.
तो हम वहां पर एक मैकडोनल्ड्स में बैठे थे। तो कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर यंग से बच्चे आपस में देवर लाइक हैविंग फन। तो मैं भी उनको देख के ऐसी थोड़ा सा हंस रही थी। And then this guy, he looked at me and said, "Don't get scared, small mama." So that was like kind of heartfelt experience. तो छोटे छोटे experiences हुए। और पता नहीं उन लोगों को मैं अपने जैसी लग रही थी शायद। We look like them ना थोड़ा सा।
Exactly.
तो हाँ, तो इट वाज गुड मेरी लाइफ का तो गोल यही है राजीव, कि आई हैव टू डू वट एवर आई कैन, सो दैट जब वो वक्त आएगा आखिर में, तो मैं कहूंगी मैंने अपनी लाइफ अपने हिसाब से जो चीजें मैं चाहती थी वो मैंने की।
Exactly. और हम तो यही सबको कहेंगे कि they should do that. They should live by their passion. Enjoy every single day that you get of your life because spread that happiness, spread that positivity. क्योंकि सच्ची में जिंदगी का कुछ पता नहीं चलता। एंड आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू से ऑन टुडे शो, हमारे जो नाट्य भारती के फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट थे यहाँ पे वॉशिंगटन डीसी में, जिन्होंने नाट्य भारती संस्था शुरू की थी, Dr. Kanti, he passed away a few days
Oh,
back,
so sorry to
and
know that.
yeah, it was
God
a
rest
very,
him, please.
God bless him, rest in peace. और जो लोग उनके साथ शुरू से जुड़े हुए हैं, and I very distinctly remember him because जितने भी सारे मैंने नाट्य भारती के साथ प्लेस किए हैं, उन हर प्लेस में वो आते थे उनकी वाइफ जयश्री के साथ और हमेशा एनकरेज करते थे। हमेशा, एवरी टाइम आफ्टर द प्ले ही वुड वॉक अप, टॉल हैंडसम लुकिंग पर्सन, एंड ही वुड वॉक अप टू मी एंड से कि राजीव बहुत अच्छा काम किया, बहुत अच्छा लगा। एंड आई एम श्योर ही encouraged everyone who was involved with the theater world. So he will be truly missed. And thank you so much, Dr. Kanti, for starting this beautiful organization called Natya Bharati.
सी दैट्स हाउ पैशनेट पीपल लाइक रह जाते हैं ना लोगों के दिलों में। तो आज के शो के बारे में करते हैं बातें। और सबसे पहले तो मैं तुम्हारी इस पैशन के बारे में बात करती हूँ जिसके गेस्ट आज आने वाले हैं शो में। सो हाउ दिस इंटरेस्ट फॉर थिएटर स्टार्टेड, और कैसे हुआ ये सब?
So that's a very good question, Ritu. like मैं अपने बारे में थोड़ी सी बातें कर लेता हूँ. It's almost started 20-25 years back. यहाँ पे मुझे शौक था एक्टिंग करने का. We keep doing dances, बहुत पार्टिसिपेट करते थे. तो एक शो में मुझे यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही इन्वॉल्व विद थिएटर इंसान है, डॉक्टर जय जोशी करके. वो मुझे कहीं मिले थे किसी, ये जो दिवाली फंक्शन होते हैं ना, दिवाली मेला वेला होते रहते हैं, वहां पे मैंने डांस किया था, उन्होंने भी कोई प्ले किया था. तो आई स्टेप्ड अप टू हिम एंड सेड कि मुझे भी नाटक करने का शौक है, तो वुड आई गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू डू इट. तो उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ, एक प्ले हम करने वाले हैं, इट्स कॉल्ड कोर्ट मार्शल. उसमें बड़ा रोल नहीं है, बहुत ही छोटा रोल, तो तुम्हें रोल अगर पसंद हो तो कम एन ऑडिशन फॉर. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, मैं आके करता हूँ. आई वाज जस्ट स्टार्टिंग ऑफ, मैं यार कुछ भी मिलेगा तो कर लेंगे काइंड ऑफ थिंग. तो कोर्ट मार्शल में ऋतु जो मुझे रोल मिला था, इट वाज सो इन अ बिगर स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स इट वाज सो इनसिग्निफिकेंट. इट्स रियली इनसिग्निफिकेंट. एक कोने में जज बैठे हुए हैं और उनमें मेन जज है और दो चार उसके असिस्टेंट बैठे हैं. बाकी प्ले चल रहा है. हमारा सिर्फ काम था कि वो नोट्स लेते जाओ, थोड़ा थोड़ा हंसते जाओ और एक दो लाइन बोल दो, हाँ इसने ये किया, हाँ इसने ये किया, बस. और कुछ नहीं था उसमें मुझे करने के लिए. और उन्होंने कहा था कि उस रोल के लिए भी यू हैव टू शो अप फॉर एवरी प्रैक्टिस. चुपचाप जाके बैठना है वहां कुर्सी में, पर तो तुम्हें प्रैक्टिस के लिए आना पड़ेगा. और उस रोल को भी मैंने बैठ के वहां पे कोने में बैठ के ऑडियंस के तरफ देखते हुए इतनी अच्छी तरह से निभाया था. मुझे लगा जैसे सारी दुनिया मुझे ही देख रही है और मुझे एकदम अपना बेस्ट देना है उसमें. बट व्हाट इट प्रेजेंटेड टू मी वाज नॉट ओनली थिएटर, नॉट ओनली एक्टिंग, एंड व्हाट आई टेल माय फ्रेंड्स आल्सो कि थिएटर में ये मत सोचो कि छोटा रोल है, बड़ा रोल है, क्या रोल है, कैसे करना है. बट द पीपल यू मीट इन द जर्नी, जिनसे आप मिलते हो, मुलाकात होती है, बातें करते हो, वो आपके जिंदगी भर के दोस्त बन जाते हैं, साथी बन जाते हैं. और फिर जब अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स फ्यूचर में आते हैं तो उनके दिमाग में आता है कि हाँ यार, वो राजीव से बात की थी, राजीव उसमें था, उसको पूछते हैं ये करना चाहता है या वो करना चाहता है. एंड द थिएटर कम्युनिटी कंटिन्यूज टू ग्रो. सो ये मेरी जर्नी पर वहाँ कोर्ट मार्शल से शुरू हुई थी, प्रवासी कला मंच से. उसके बाद प्रवासी के साथ मैंने दो चार और प्लेस किए. फिर मैंने नाट्य भारती में आके प्ले किए. नाट्य भारती में रॉन करके एक प्ले था. और फिर उसी के जर्नी के थ्रू आधे अधूरे करके प्ले आया जिसे अमोल पालेकर जी ने डायरेक्ट किया था when he came to Washington DC, and I got opportunity again because I was involved with the theater and those people saw my like possible talent and said कि ये वाला रोल अगर तुम करना चाहो तो. So that's how the journey goes. So theater is all about passion, and jump in if you want to do it, and don't worry about it. The people will carry you and encourage you to do what the best you can
या
do.
इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ना, हर एक का जो अपना नेचर होता है उसके हिसाब से कुछ भी कर लेना, और अपने नेचर के अगेंस्ट किसी रोल में जाके उसको एक्ट करना डेफिनेटली। मतलब मुझे तो देख के, मैं अपनी फ्रेंड लिस्ट में इतने लोग हैं, श्री है, अमृता है, चेतना है, ये सब लोग एक्टिंग करते हैं, तुम हो। तो थ्री सिस्टर्स की मैंने जितना भी मतलब पढ़ा और देखा है, मतलब उसके बारे में आई एम रियली इंटरेस्टेड टू नो ऑल अबाउट दिस। तो बुलाए अपने गेस्ट को।
चलिए बुलाते हैं हमारे गेस्ट को. हमारे आज के शो में तीन गेस्ट लेके आ रहा हूं मैं ऋतु. एक
ओके।
तो है आदर्श गुप्ता जी जो प्रोड्यूसर हैं थ्री सिस्टर्स की. अरिंदम घोष जो कि डायरेक्टर हैं. और सुनीता मिश्रा जी जिन्होंने ये कहानी लिखी है
अरे वाह।
और को डायरेक्ट भी कर रही हैं अरिंदम घोष के साथ. तो सबसे पहले मैं लेके आना चाहूंगा आदर्श गुप्ता जी को और उनसे जरा बात करते हैं. शी इज द प्रोड्यूसर एंड शी हैज बीन द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ नाट्य भारती ऑल्सो. सो आदर्श जी नमस्ते, गुड मॉर्निंग,
नमस्ते
हैप्पी
आदर्श जी।
सैटरडे.
नमस्ते। कैसे हैं आप लोग? हैप्पी नवरात्रि।
हैप्पी नवरात्रि.
सब
और आप कैसी हैं?
सब लोग खुश रहिए हमेशा। आई एम
थैंक
फाइन। आई
यू।
एम मिसिंग कांति जी a lot. That was
ओ।
a very sad thing to happen. सारा प्ले का बबल बर्स्ट हो गया मेरे मन में से. But
अरे
I know Kanti ji would want us to stay tall and make Natya Bharati successful. And enjoy and keep the thing going forever. So that will sustain us. Um,
So Adarsh ji, you're the producer of Three Sisters. Um, so what, and you have been the president of Natya Bharati also in the past years. So what is the role of producer?
Role of producer basically in two words is to fulfill and make sure you meet the requirements and vision of playwright and director, and it includes all the tasks behind the scenes. All the actors are on the stage doing their thing, but to support them you need a big production team. In this play especially, it just took a village to do that. So uh, things that producer has to do, not necessarily do everything by their own hands, but need to provide for and make sure that these things do get done in a timely manner and properly the way director and playwrights want them. And that is like set design, set management, light, sound, makeup, props, costumes, publicity, tickets. It goes on and on. It just takes the everything behind the scenes that people do not see but required to do a play. And above all that is balancing of budget between revenue and expenses, because we are community theater. Money is not free flowing, so we have to make sure that we manage that properly. So a lot of times, I do get in trouble with Arindam and Sunita. I'm like, no, 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 it's not happening. You can't have it.
तो ऋतु, जब हमें संडे को समोसे नहीं मिलते हैं ना हमारे रिहर्सल के बाद, उसका सारा ब्लेम आदर्श जी को जाता है क्योंकि उन्होंने वो बजट अप्रूव नहीं किया होता।
Yeah,
ओके ओके, अरे
absolutely. I'm like, you bring your own samosas.
तो ऋतु को हमें एक दिन ना
We have a wonderful production team. Lots of people are helping and they're working very, very hard.
वेरी गुड. सो बेसिकली यू आर द पेरेंट ऑफ, लाइक पेरेंट्स का रोल है आपका, जैसे फैमिली में पेरेंट होता है कि सारा घर का बजटिंग करना है महीने के एंड में.
Yeah, और जो भी slack हो रहा हो, that just gets on my head. So it happens. It works.
So Ritu, one of the days we should get you to come and watch the play with us while we are rehearsing or something, to see all the chemistry that is going on, and कैसे ये लोग समोसों को छुपाते हैं, कहाँ जाके छुपाते हैं बजट को बचाने के लिए.
हाँ, तो मुझसे तो डर की कोई बात नहीं है, मैं कुछ खाती ही नहीं हूँ, और बट मैं इंस्पायर हो जाऊंगी शायद आप लोगों को एक्टिंग करते हुए देख के कि मैं भी कभी एक्टिंग कर सकूं.
Yeah, I've been with Natya Bharati since mid-90s, and I have always been backstage doing background stuff. None of the directors have taken risk on me ever. I'm sad about it.
No, so let's do that. सुनिए, जो भी नाट्य भारती के सुनने वाले हैं आज के शो के लिए, तो मैं उनसे यही कहना चाहूंगा ओपन फोरम में, रितु, I would invite you, आदर्श जी, you too, you all have the platform. Get involved. ऋतु, अगले वाले कोई भी प्ले में ना, जैसे मैंने वो कोर्ट मार्शल में काम किया था, शुरू किया था, शायद वहीं से शुरू करते हैं.
हाँ, तो मुझे भी कहीं पीछे खड़ा कर देना हंसने के लिए,
या 2-4 लाइन बोलने के लिए, कुछ कहने के लिए, गेट इन्वॉल्व करने के लिए. देन आफ्टर दैट द जर्नी विल जस्ट स्टार्ट. उसके बाद 10 साल के बाद ऋतु तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू लेंगे हम यहाँ शो पे और बोलेंगे आपकी जर्नी कहाँ से शुरू हुई थी ऋतु जी.
तो वो मेरी राजीव के शो पे शुरू हुई थी. हाँ, मैं पहले ही बता देती हूँ.
चलो बुलाते हैं हमारे अभी शो में हमारे जो इस थ्री सिस्टर्स है जो प्ले है, उनकी जो राइटर हैं, स्क्रिप्ट राइटर हैं सुनीता मिश्रा जी को. आदर्श जी, मैं आपको बैक स्टेज ले जाऊंगा और सुनीता मिश्रा को बुलाऊंगा टू टॉक अबाउट द प्ले. हाउ डिड शी एनविजन एंड हाउ डिड शी राइट द प्ले?
Thank you.
नमस्ते रितु जी, अगेन हैप्पी नवरात्रि. एवरीबॉडी सेइंग दैट, तो मैं भी कह दूं हैप्पी नवरात्रि.
हाँ, नमस्ते सुनीता जी. और आपको देख के बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. मैं आपको पहली बार ही देख रही हूँ, बट यू सीम टू बी वेरी पॉजिटिव पर्सनालिटी.
थैंक यू. कैसे स्टोरी सुन, ये इट्स अ लिटिल बिट बायोग्राफिकल. Some writers हमेशा, I mean, they mix biography with you know, fiction, and so I have made up a lot of stuff, but you know, a lot of it is drawn from my background. And I lived during that 70s. That's why I sometimes tell the actors, you all are young, you don't understand. this, I lived through this time, the 1970s. कि ज़्यादातर लोग, including Rajiv, they are younger. They really didn't grow up in the 1970s. So, but I grew up in the 1970s, and Mrs. Gandhi, and when there was an emergency declared, and when there was a lot of chaos in the country, and then things gradually changed. That was the period when a lot of change happened. So I was always fascinated about trying to capture that period. So that's the background of the play, the 1970s. But kahani hai about a family, and about mainly one girl, one protagonist, who her coming of age story. कैसे वो evolve होती है उस जमाने में. औरतें ज़्यादातर had been suppressed for a very long time. Even though we had a prime minister who was a woman, it was still women had a back seat in the country. And so now women started asking for a greater role in the country. So it's that kind of struggle about, and keeping that one family in mind, and keeping the journey of that one protagonist and her two sisters, also three sisters, in mind. So that was what I was always fascinated by that. So इसकी कहानी is biographical with a lot of fiction thrown in. So मेरी मन गढ़ंत कहानी भी है, but a lot of it is background.
तो
My
आप रिलेट
background.
करते हो इस कैरेक्टर से जो आपकी मेन है?
Yeah. I mean, I keep telling, I relate with that character, but much more so with the middle sister, because
Okay.
I'm a much stronger person, and but the main character is a very nice girl, सीधी सादी है, but she gradually evolves to be a much
कौन प्ले
stronger
कर रहा है
person.
उसको? राजीव, who is playing that role of?
Sunita will tell us.
There's a lady called Sonal Jagasia, and so
Okay.
she's playing the main character, and everybody in the play is doing great. It isn't just the main character, but they're all fairly new actors. जैसे आपको राजीव बता रहे थे कि that was his journey of sitting in a courtroom that he started with. So many of these actors, haven't done that much acting, but they've really उभर के आए हैं, जैसे कहते हैं.
Very good.
And so we are having a good time. I mean, in all the we have some experienced actors also, but we have a lot of new actors. So I'm enjoying the process too, क्योंकि even though I've made short films before, मैंने theater कभी नहीं direct किया है. तो पहली बार theater is a whole different ball game. So it was I had to learn a lot from these guys, because the rules of live theater are very different from the rules of cinema. So I had to unlearn some things. But it's fun. I mean, so yeah, so the journey, I don't want to spoil the fun too much by telling the story. I mean, it's that one family and their journey, and one girl, her journey, and how she and the country, the turmoil the country goes through is the background.
तो आई एम श्योर लोग रिलेट करेंगे जिन जिन लोगों ने उस वक्त को जिया है, और मतलब मे बी ये तो फैमिली का तो ऑलवेज रिलेटेबल. तो आई एम लाइक काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है, मतलब प्ले का जो प्लॉट है. और राजीव, तुम क्या कर रहे हो तीन बहनों के बीच में?
मैं समोसे खिला रहा हूँ लोगों को.
He has a very important role, but I'll let him tell you क्या किया है उसने.
So, usually when I get the roles in Natya Bharati or Pravasi or जो भी plays किए हैं, they have been very on the nicey, goody size romanticism kind of a person. तो ये वाला पहली बार मेरे को कोई रोल मिल रहा है जो the person I am not. इसमें मैं एक विलन का काम कर रहा हूँ. It is very cheesy, flirty, teacher, professor, line borrowing kind of person. और मैं Sonal, who is one of the characters, one of the person playing the character of Rita in the play, उसको यही कहता हूँ कि और जो जिसके साथ उसका प्रेम होता है, जो another protagonist in the play, मैं हमेशा यही कहता हूँ कि मैं आके उसके मन में इतनी चिढ़ मचा देता हूँ कि वो कहती होगी रास्ते में कोई भी दूसरा मिल जाए तो इससे तो 100 गुना अच्छा ही होगा उसको मिले.
So you were indirectly helping that character, huh?
I am helping that character, everyone to fall in love with that character, because my character is so bad कि anyone after me will be much better than me as such.
Oh wow.
और दूसरा character,
मतलब अब तो अभी तक मैंने नहीं सोचा था, but at this moment I'm thinking कि I should go and watch it. थोड़ा दूर है तो उसके लिए मुझे सुनील को मनाना पड़ेगा.
या नहीं बना लो, और आदर्श जी को
बना
पता के
लीजिए।
मैं कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री टिकट्स दिलवा दूंगा तुम लोगों को। यू
अरे
शुड।
नहीं, इट्स ओके, यू गाइस आर वर्किंग सो हार्ड, सो
और दूसरी मेरा दूसरा रोल है, एंड दैट इज अ पॉलिटिशियन। इसमें हिंदी मूवी में एक एक्टर होते हैं सौरभ शुक्ला करके।
हाँ
इज
हाँ।
लिटिल प्लम्पी, शॉर्ट, प्लम्पी काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन, विलेन काइंड ऑफ पर्सन, बट उनकी विलेनियस काम में आवाज ऊंची वाली आवाज नहीं होती है, परंतु उनके शक्ल पे, उनके कैरेक्टर से विलेन दिखता है। जो छोटे गांव में लोग होते हैं ना, जो लोगों के मर्डर करवाते रहते हैं, माफिया की तरह रहते हैं, परंतु पॉलिटिशियन भी बन जाते हैं। तो उस तरह का कैरेक्टर है मेरा दूसरा वाला जो कैरेक्टर है, वो भी एकदम अलग विलेन टाइप ऑफ कैरेक्टर। सो आई हैव tried my best under the direction of Arindam and Sunita to
अरे वाह।
bring out those characters, and I just hope the people who come and watch it, those few moments that I have on the stage, they will like what I'm presenting.
तो
Yeah, he's funny as a, I mean, a lot of politicians in India, people will relate to him because he's acting like some of the politicians we have in India, and over the top, thoda sa over the top, and because that's unfortunately the situation. A lot of our and ministers are a little over the top, and so he's playing like that. It's great fun. It's a big ensemble cast. Not just Rajiv. We have like 14 member 12 members of the cast mainly, and
Yeah, we'll
and
go
then a
through
lot
the
of people
names.
are doing two roles, right?
Yeah, we'll go through the names of the people also who are in the
तो
cast.
वो ही हो गया ना, वो बहुत सारा। ये तो सुनीता जी ने पूरा कुनबा जोड़ दिया आपके थिएटर के इस मतलब इस प्ले में। हाँ,
एग्जैक्टली, बहुत
Yeah.
नए लोग भी हैं, पुराने लोग भी हैं, और बहुत काफी लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं। दैट रियली ब्रिंग्स
वेरी
द
गुड,
कम्युनिटी टुगेदर। या
काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है। मतलब प्ले, मुझे लग रहा है कि दिस इज डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू बी वर्थ वॉचिंग।
लेट
एंड
मी सी इफ आई कैन शेयर द वीडियो ऑफ दिस प्ले, बिकॉज़ दैट विल
और ये हो रहा है नेक्स्ट वीक है ना राजीव?
Next weekend, 9th and 10th at 4 p.m. in JCC, Jewish Community Center. तो आप लोग सब आइए, प्लीज हम लोग को सपोर्ट करिए। लाइव थिएटर सपोर्ट करना इज वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट। दिस इज द ओनली
हाँ
ओनली
जी।
थिएटर ग्रुप दैट वी हैव रियली फॉर साउथ एशियन थिएटर।
और अभी कोरोना के बाद तो मतलब काफी एक अच्छा सा एक्सपीरियंस रहेगा ना, टू सी ए लाइव प्ले।
यस यस।
that is really another interesting thing, Ritu, because इतना समय हो गया है ना घर में बैठे बैठे, और थिएटर्स
राइट।
एकदम बंद हो गए थे। So it has finally brought those things out. So let me bring on the screen Arindam, who is the director of the play, and he can also introduce the names of the cast who are involved with the play. And I'm going to keep both Sunita and Arindam. Hi, Arindam, how are you?
Hi Rajiv, hi Ritu.
हाय अरिंदम।
Hello
So
Sunita, good
Arindam
morning.
and Sunita are co-direct. Sunita is
Hello.
co-directing. Arindam is the director of the play. So Arindam, I will throw you under the bus by asking you the casting process. So you audition number of people, and it's a huge cast that you put together.
Right.
How was the experience casting for this particular play?
Well, it was challenging because we have the play at one point had close to about 18 to 19 characters. And to cast for such a large ensemble set of characters is challenging. So basically, what we did was we sent out various public announcements through various channels, and then Sunita and me would jump on a Zoom call with the participant, and each was given the same scene to read. And we recorded the sessions and then reviewed the videos later on. And based on those, reviews, we determined which person worked out best in terms of suitable for a particular character. That was the process.
So
But it took about at least 2.5-3 months. और वो जो 18 to 19 characters थे उसको हम condense करके so right now we have about 16 cast members. जैसे Rajiv is playing 2 characters. Similarly, there are other 2 actors, Nachiket and Amit. They are also doubling up as 2 characters. Others like Abhijit, Mahesh, they're also doing 2 characters. So there are these multiple actors who are, jumping on from one character to another, and kind of flowing from making the story flow, and keeping the characters engaged.
So, Ritu, just FY, the play is focused, it's very women oriented play. जो थ्री सिस्टर्स की कहानी है, और थ्री सिस्टर्स में से उनकी मदर हैं, उनके घर की आया है, and everything. So the lot of men who are involved in the play are doing a lot of double roles as such, coming in and going out kind of thing. But it really presents a challenge for people who are doing double role also, because they're trying to get into different characters as the play continues to go on. Not only changing their costumes and dresses and things like that, but changing their character completely from what they were to what they're going to be in the next scene. So, Arindam, how it has been kind of preparing them for those different characters as they move on from scene to scene?
Sure. So, you know, I mean, it was a challenge, of course, but that's why I undertook it, because it was a challenge, and it was the first thing I will say is that the biggest asset of this play are our cast members, are the actors who are doing it. We have put them through an incredibly grueling schedule, made very high demands on their availability, and commitment, and they have just shown up, and they have put in more than 100% of their time, effort, and energy into getting this done. Now, having said that, my approach to kind of developing these characters were, so, there are various different approaches to directing. I, as a director, make it a point uh, not to make an actor parrot the lines as I'm saying it. ऐसा नहीं कि आप आओ हम बताओ आप आगे आपका कैरेक्टर ये है और ये लाइन है आपकी ऐसे बताओ मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. ऐसे नहीं. I don't want to do that. बिकॉज ऐसा करने से क्या होता है कि if there are 15 different characters और सभी वो डायरेक्टर जैसे बोल रहा है वैसे कॉपी कर रहा है तो सभी एक तरह साउंड करता है. There is no differentiation between the characters. So I try to have a conversation with my actors and trigger what is important about the character, and try to work with the actor in developing the character in question. Take for example Rajiv's character. um, you know, he's a very nice guy, and he's playing, two very not so nice guys in the play. So if Rajiv tries to play it really in a very not so nice manner, it may not come as authentic. So we sat down, and Rajiv has a very, very charming smile, okay, a very honest smile. And I said, Rajiv, let's work with that. Yeah. Keep smiling. Keep smiling, but say those lines in a very deadly manner. That enhances the impact of the character, which people say, "इतना हंस के इतना dangerous that makes it so इसका authenticity of the actor भी रहेगा उस character में. And you're also bringing in a little variation on what the character demands. So that is the job of a director, is to marry the actor's inner motivation with what the character demands.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And same way, all the ladies who are being developed into the characters, many of them, I have seen the journey when from day one when they came in and they were delivering their dialogues to like almost yesterday's practice.
Yeah.
Huge
Wow.
transformation. They have started to understand their character, their roles. So I would really tell Suresh Gupta ji, thank you so much. You guys are coming on April 9th. The show is on April 9th and 10th at the Jewish Community Center in Rockville, Maryland at 4 o'clock. And I would really encourage everyone in this area to buy tickets and come and watch the show. You will really enjoy it. It's very intense, very good show, and the characters, how they're gelling up and what they're bringing to the stage, and Sunita's story. So I'm going to bring Sunita on the screen again. uh, सुनीता जी, एक क्वेश्चन है आपके लिए.
बताइए.
जब आप ये प्ले लिख रही थी, जब when you started penning it down, and you said there was a lot of things which are your true life experience as such, right? Did you write this thing for theater? Did you write it for movie? Did you write it as a story? How did this develop into, from your thoughts in the mind to this beautiful script that it turned out to be?
It was written as a story, but when I was writing a story, I always make short films. But when I was writing the story, I thought this particular story would lend itself very well to a stage production. So then I started thinking I have to get Natya Bharati on board. I really wanted to work with community theater. So it became then a project that could really work with the theater, live action kind of live performance. So that's why it really developed into a play. But eventually, I would like to make a movie out of it. I mean, because play ke saath hai, even though we will try to take it everywhere, I think it doesn't stay for posterity. And a movie, for better or for worse, can, has a bigger shelf, a longer shelf life. But right now we are very focused on the theater, on the play, and I hope everybody comes to see it. And Rituji, you will see, there are some actors who've been with me for a long while in this area who will tell you that I always focus my plays on women, because I mean, I'm a female, and it's about my experiences.
Experiences.
And I tried very hard to make the males also this time with shades of gray and not just black and white. But a lot of times my stories are women centric. All my
Very
stories
good.
up till now have been women centric. So
Very
this one
good.
is also, but there are very interesting characters are being played by the men. And so we come and see it. There are two male protagonists actually, that Rita has to choose between. And, she struggles between the two of them. One is, and all of us women from India can relate to it, because a lot of times our parents have certain expectations of us. And, a lot of women from that time had arranged marriages, and they chose a man that was chosen by their parents and their families. And then the question becomes, then, is that the life partner we want to have for the rest of our lives? So it's that kind of story where she has choices, and there are two male protagonists, and both of them have shades of gray, especially one of them. And so I have tried very hard to make do well by my male characters also this time. And but like I said, I tend to write female centric films. um,
Yeah. काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है एंड वी आई थिंक हम लोग जो आप मतलब 70s बोल रहे हो बट 90s में भी हमारी लाइफ ऐसी ही थी ना कि हम लोगों को ऐसे मतलब चूज करना था पेरेंट्स के उससे तो आई आई कैन रिलेट लाइक दिस जो आप बता रहे हो सिनेरियो उससे
एंड इंडिया में भी आप देखो कितना सारा वायलेंस होता है विमेन के अगेंस्ट, and women have to struggle, so that struggle is not over. You're right. 70s may, it was more stark, the contrast between and the journey that women went through was very crucial for where they are now. And but the struggle continues. A lot of women don't get their due rights at home. हम लोग के यहाँ अभी भी डाउरी सिस्टम पूरा इरेडिकेट नहीं हुआ है, कास्ट सिस्टम पूरा इरेडिकेट नहीं हुआ है. सो वी हैव सर्टेन, I
yeah
mean,
yeah it's like there when I was getting married everything you are saying and it's like I can go सब पीछे जाके मैं सोच रही हूँ and relate कर रही हूँ.
yeah, अब ऑल दीज फेस्टिवल्स जो होते हैं, फास्ट वगैरह होता है, जो आप बात कर रही थी नवरात्रि की, आपने फास्ट किया है इस बार. And it is good because it helps you create discipline in your life, but a lot of focus then becomes on the
पीछे जाके मैं
woman
सोच रही हूँ
in the family. Huh? Rajiv, were you saying something?
No, no, no. I think
Yes, so a lot of pressure then comes on the woman, and that's what I have seen in my life with, so and I want to always to show that journey for the woman, what she has to undergo. But I'm sure in America too there's a lot of pressure on women, and they are fighting, and
yeah
and they are for rights and things like. But यहाँ पे तब भी the courts and a lot of things help them in me getting what they deserve, what is their due. In India sometimes in the court system and all that doesn't help us so well. And so to
हाँ
me,
नहीं बहुत आपसे ऐसे लग रहा है कि आपसे तो घंटों बातें की जा सकती हैं.
Sunita is very talented, very
all
well.
of
She has
us,
written so
Rajiv,
many scripts.
all of us are talented. Rajiv is also talented. Arindam is talented, and all our cast members, if you come and see, They are wonderfully talented group of young group. There are younger people and older people, and everybody's very talented. So it's not just me, you know.
No, you're talented in writing scripts. I was going to come to that case. Lot of stories like रितु हम लोग जिंदगी में कितनी चीजें देखते हैं, right? Around the things that are happening around us. Sunita is very good in capturing that and putting it into stories. She loves writing. She puts it into stories. She puts it into scripts. जो भी चीजें हुई होंगी इनको जो जिस तरह से इन्होंने कैरेक्टर को डेवलप किया है थ्री सिस्टर्स में, she has seen many of those and then added to it as such. That itself is a talent. To be able to express what you have seen into a story, into a script, is a talent
Right.
by itself.
अभी जैसे इन्होंने जो बातें की, अभी मैं सोच अपनी लाइफ में, जब मैं एमएससी करके आई थी 22 साल की थी, तब मैं तो घर आई तो घर वालों ने 2 रिश्ते ढूंढ के रखे थे एंड दे सेड कि इन दोनों में से बताओ मतलब किसको बुलाना है। एक 22 साल की लड़की जिसको कुछ पता ही नहीं था लाइफ के बारे में, और उन दोनों लड़के की सिर्फ मतलब फैमिली और वो क्या करते हैं, तो उसके बेसिस पे ऑफ कोर्स मैंने मतलब अपने हस्बैंड के लिए ये 2 मतलब कि नहीं इनको बुला लो, तो ये आए और फिर खैर सब हो गया। बट अभी मैं सोच रही हूँ कि उस 22 साल की लड़की पे इतना प्रेशर आ गया था टू चूज बिटवीन 2 स्ट्रेंजर्स।
Right.
And that will determine the rest of our life.
या तो मैंने ठीक डिसीजन लिया खैर उस वक्त जो भी लिया, बट अभी मैं सोच रही हूँ कि मतलब या इट्स सो रिलेटेबल। उस वक्त मतलब आज आपने बोला है तो मुझे वो मतलब 26-27 साल पहले की बात लाइक आई एम प्रोसेसिंग दैट। तो आई एम श्योर आपके और भी कैरेक्टर्स के जो जो रहेंगी चीजें लोग रिलेट करेंगे और प्रोसेस करेंगे कि अरे मेरे साथ भी ये हुआ था।
Exactly. You will see that. And I have a question for Arindam. So Arindam, when Sunita brought the script to you as a director, you must have, as a director, you must have gone through the script and decided whether I want to say yes or no to this particular script before I jump in to take this responsibility. What was about the script that convinced you to say that yes, I would love to direct this thing and bring this script into the reality of the theater?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very clear in my mind. When I read through the script, there was one particular line in the script which says, "The more things change in India, the more they remain the same." And that resonated with me because although the story is set in the 70s, and I was a baby back then, and so I have only known about the 70s through books, documentaries, history lessons, and stuff like that. But it never felt like the 70s were significantly different from the 80s. Yeah, maybe in an overall cosmetic sense, or the
Yeah.
90s, and over some broad macro trends. But the underlying dynamics, the underlying struggle that women face, the underlying exploitation that the lower, the economically deprived class faces, the lower caste faces, the kind of harassment that they go through, the kind of tortures that's inflicted on them, particularly the social pressures of women, those have gone unabated, and it has not significantly declined over time, which I would have hoped. So it is that it is from that perspective, that uh, 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 desire to show that, what, yes, we may be economically much better off with a higher GDP per capita, with a lot more malls and big fancy cars, but look at what's going on beneath all that shine and glitter, that we are still doing the same things. And it's maybe, yeah, I mean, let me not discount every progress that has happened. I mean, things are significantly better, but fundamentally at some level it's still remaining the same. The corruption, the endemic corruption, the institutionalized discrimination has still remained the same. And and that's the end of the day. That's what a theater does. It shines a mirror in your face, and it
Right.
forces you to go back home and sit down around the table and maybe say a few words. And if that happens, at the no, you laugh, you cry, you have fun in the theater. But then if you go back home, sit around the table and spend maybe 5 minutes talking about what the message of the theater was, then that my job is accomplished as a director. and
Okay.
it is accomplished as an actor, as a production team, and everything. That is the final goal, and that's what has motivated me and kind of driven me to work with Sunita and to work with such a fantastic team and trying. I don't know whether I'll be able to. We are all trying our best, but to get that story, that message across.
So well said. So well
That's
said.
it. Yep.
And yeah, Ritu, you were saying something?
हाँ नहीं मतलब जो भी बोल रहे थे उसको मतलब आई वाज प्रोसेसिंग तो क्या बिल्कुल सही कि किस तरीके से अब जैसे मतलब कि थिएटर में सब चीजें जो हमारे आसपास होती हैं वो कैरेक्टर्स को दिखाया है फिर हम आके सोचते हैं कि या हाँ ऐसा होता है ऐसा हमने देखा है हम ऐसे में क्या कर सकते हैं तो वो हमारे अंदर चलती है सब चीजें तो अच्छे से इन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया उस सारे उस प्रोसेस को कि जो कैरेक्टर्स इस प्ले में आप बता रहे हो जिस तरीके से उन्होंने पोर्ट्रे किया है एंड बीइंग ए वुमन माई सेल्फ ऑल दीज थिंग्स जो सुनीता जी ने बातें की और ये सब तो जैसे उन्होंने कहा कि 70s वाला जो था वो 80s में भी हो रहा था और 90s में भी मतलब हम लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किया तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो मेरे खुद के मन में दबी हुई हैं जिनको मैं नहीं कि मतलब उस वक्त मतलब कह पाई लेकिन महसूस हुआ था ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो सब चीजें ना मैं आज दोबारा से फील कर रही हूँ ऑल द थिंग्स सुनीता जी और जैसे आपने बताया कि इंडिया में जो जो चीजें हैं डाउरी है या सोशल स्ट्रक्चर है या किस तरीके से सोसाइटी अफेक्ट करती है हम लोगों को हम कह नहीं पाते बट हम सब लोगों ने कहीं ना कहीं किसी उस पे उसको सहा है
Yep.
Yes.
And this play will bring that out. And I would encourage everyone again to come do join us to watch this play because, as Sunita ji said, as Arindam said, and as Adarsh was mentioning earlier, this play does bring out um, that insight where you will leave
राइट
the theater and go back home and spend some time, if nothing else, talking about what really it was, whether it's true or not, how did it shape up during that time frame. And Sunita's stories have always been women oriented, and you will see those three sisters, three different characters coming together एक ही family में. जो बच्चे भी बड़े होते हैं वो भी सब अलग अलग होते हैं, कुछ ना कुछ तरीके से अलग होते हैं. कोई बहुत समझदार होता है, कोई बहुत ही मनचला होता है, कोई किसी और राह पे निकल जाता है. और किस तरह फैमिली के लोग उनको फिर भी जोड़ के रखते हैं, उनका प्यार उनको जोड़ के रखता है. एंड नो मैटर व्हाट हैपेंस द फैमिली में, जैसे भी ऋतु कहीं भी लोग चले जाएं, फैमिली के लोग उन्हें फिर से, they're
या
always there to support them no matter right or wrong or
बिल्कुल
whatever the situation. The family is always together supporting each and every member of the family, and that's what this three sisters is about. The journey of those sisters, the family, the mom and members of the family and the community, and as Arindam says, the challenges of India and its the overall environment that it has is being presented in this particular place. So again, presenting it saying April 9th and 10th, which is next weekend, Jewish Community Center, Rockville, Maryland. Yeah, go ahead, Arindam. I think we're going to say
Yeah,
something.
I just I know. First of all, I just of course I just want to take a quick moment to give a big shout out to what I call first the unsung heroes of the theater. We have talked about the
Yeah,
cast,
I was just going to come to that. Yeah,
but,
go ahead.
but there's a whole bunch of very talented, very dedicated, very sincere production crew. The sound, the props, the sets, the lights, everyone that's working tirelessly behind the scene to make it happen. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of them for helping us in bringing this together.
Absolutely. I was going to just come to that uh, the the people to bring this thing together. I remember, Rindam, we were sitting in the other room when the rehearsal was going on and the music started, and the song was going on, and Archana, who plays one of the characters in the play, she's not one of the sister but one of the characters in the play, she said, oh my god, music आने से कितना फर्क पड़ जाता है ना. Suddenly the environment
Yeah.
changes, and it's not just the music, it's the music, it's the lights, it's the action, the people who are involved with the theater, bringing the chairs in, bringing the chairs out. And big shout out to the people like Sri who are working so hard and putting the sets together. Like हमें जब theater दिया जाता है, it's like a big floor, right? But then the set is put together, the walls, the windows, the paintings, the hospitals and all those kind of things. So there are people who are involved in putting that together, and you see that art coming together in the theater. It's not just the dialogue; it's the whole action behind it. So big shout out to everyone, each and every person who is working so hard in making this play successful, because that's really what brings out the story together.
Yes, Rajiv.
And
She has
also,
done a great job. And Shubhankar, the music has really set the stage for the story. It's
Right.
amazing.
So one
Yeah.
of you guys, maybe I'll start with Arindam, and I'll you let you guys alternate or whatever. But I would like you guys to introduce every person who's
sure.
involved with bringing the three sisters to light.
Okay, so let's start with the cast. I'm gonna go in. First of all, I mean, also a big thank you to Natya Bharati, its current board members, and President Paresh for taking on this challenging project. And as in terms of the cast itself, we have a large number of cast. Sunita, please correct me. I'm going to try and list them, but if I miss anyone, so we have three sisters. Three sisters are played by I know, I'm just going to skip the last names because it's going to take forever. By Sonal, Rakhi, and Meenal in that order. Elder, middle, and the little sister. Their mother is being played by Sangeeta. Now they are brought up by a nanny, Doris, which is played by Meera. And now their mother, which is played by Sangeet, as I said, has a close friend, Mrs. B or Mrs. Bhattacharya, that's being played by Archana, who has a son, Major Bhattacharya. It's played by Sri Mirajkar, and these two moms are trying to set up Major Bhattacharya with the elder sister. But then the elder sister has a dueling interest on a math teacher, a boring math teacher, played by Vikas, and he's called the boring math teacher of the school, but he's also very principled and very ideal. And he's like a political leader who's trying to organize the Bidi workers, played by Nachiket and Amit, and trying to organize the Bidi workers against the Bidi Seth, which is Rajiv. And Rajiv has his chamchas, who are the policemen and the goons, played by Abhijit and Mahesh. And they're all trying to come together. Now, in all this mix, Rajiv's main political rival is Rukmini, played by Shampa Basu, who is married to the youngest brother in the family, Tony. Tony is being played by Rohit Ray. Okay, and there's a and I think I got all the cast, right, Sunita?
Yeah, no, you missed out the husband, the two husbands of
Yeah, yeah.
the two
So
sisters.
Amit and Nachiket also doubles up as later on as husbands of the two sisters, but that's the general broadcast members
and
who are
and
playing
the
it.
cabaret
And
dancer.
there's a
And the
special
cabaret
appearance, and a
dancer.
very special appearance by Manisha Pathak Tiwari on a special dance item that we're going to have at the end of the day. And the soundscape, I'll truly just enjoy the soundscape bits. I am pretty sure it's going to take you back to the 70s with familiar sounds and songs from that era and very, very distinctive grooves that will put your mindset right back in that time frame. So that's the entire cast member. We have Shubhankar doing the sound. We have Paresh doing the lights. We have sets by Shri and Paresh. We have props that's managed by Purnima and Purvi with on costumes. The stage managers are Shama and Stuti. The set manager is Piyu Sinha. And of course, our producer is Adarsh Gupta. That's your entire team. And if I'm correct, I've listed almost 30-35 names right there.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
has
village
taken a village. It has
it
taken
takes
a
to bring this
village to,
production to life.
yeah. Hats
She
off to
just
everybody.
mentioned Madhuri Subramaniam on poster design.
Yes, Madhuri. Yes, yes. And Suresh ji, who has
Great
designed
who
our
designed
set panels.
the set. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So, um,
it's
so with that, I'm going to bring in Adarsh ji to basically give the most important information, and I'm going to take Arindam off and Sunita ji off this thing, because I want Adarsh ji to tell us about how people can buy the tickets, the pricing of the tickets, the show timings, whatever else required for people to get to get more information about coming for the show?
For a quick second, I want to bring in Suresh Kotlikar's name in. Sureshji has been with Natya Bharati for many, many years, and now he lives in Pennsylvania. And we worked with him on Zoom. He read the whole script and he designed the set. So thank you, Sureshji, if you're watching. So show is on April 9th and 10th at 4 p.m. at Jewish Community Center. You have two ways to buy tickets. Tickets are 35 and 25 now. You can go to online Natya Bharati website, www.natyabharati.org. Yes. And there is a ticket page. You buy a ticket there. That's my preference because it makes our accounting easier. And I know how many tickets are being selling and my heart is not pounding. Second option is that you come to the auditorium. There will be tickets available. You just get the tickets there. In that too, I will request that you bring a checkbook rather than cash. It just things go faster that way. And what else, Rajiv? What did I miss?
I think you said that because certain people may request you, Adarji, or myself saying, I would like to have that many tickets. If you do want to reach out to me, please let me know how many tickets you're looking for and what section and your name. We'll keep your tickets reserved. You can just come there and pick up your envelope and just give the check for Natya Bharati.
Yeah. Or you can send an email to natyabharati.com, natyabharati@gmail.com, and I'll get that and I'll also reserve it that way for you.
Yeah. So please do plan to come, Ritu. I hope to see you also either 9th or 10th.
आगे सीट दिलवा दोगे आ तो जाऊंगी.
हाँ, आगे सीट दिलवा देंगे, पक्का दिलवा देंगे, आगे आगे सीट दिलवा देंगे. You are the VIP of दिल से के show, Ritu. So we are.
क्योंकि अगर पहली बार कोई प्ले देख रही हूँ तो सामने से देखो ना बिल्कुल, और
आदर्श
मेरी
जी,
आंखें भी कमजोर हैं.
Actually, fourth row is the best, but I'll put you in the first row if you want to.
चलिए देख लेना जो आप बेस्ट कर सकते हो मेरे लिए.
देखो, done. आदर्श जी, you have to take care of Ritu.
Done. Consider it done.
थैंक यू आदर्श जी.
क्योंकि हमारे मेरे रोल जब मैं आऊंगा तो मुझे तालियां मारने वाले और सीटी मारने वाले कुछ ना कुछ मेरे साथी चाहिए छोटे से रोल के लिए. और श्री याद दिला रहा है कि स्पॉन्सरशिप आदर्श गुप्ता.
Sponsorship, I don't need ads anymore because brochure has gone for printing. So it's too late for that now.
Okay.
But I want to take one more moment, Rajiv, if it's okay with you, to acknowledge Jeet Kumarji from APKA. He's a charitable foundation, and he had been supporting Natya Bharati for many, many years. And he also is sponsoring this play very generously, and he passed away last week. So we lost two of our very, very, very best friends and supporters and found Kantiji and Jeet Kumarji within 1 week. So it's a very sad week.
Yeah, life's journey. Yeah. But we'll carry their name through our plays and continue to entertain the people in the Washington, D.C. area and around. और एक और क्वेश्चन आया आदर्श जी, if not sponsorship, what about donation? If anyone wants to give donation.
Donation will definitely take with open arms, heart, everything. Please support us.
Please support.
And one more thing I want to say that's for Sunday is only on Sunday. There is a lady, Nupur Agrawal. She runs Anna Sudha. She cooks using volunteers in a rented kitchen, and then she sells food for very cheap price. And that way, and the money goes to different charities. So I have bought 50 boxes from her, 25 each. It has a lot of food for 4 people probably. For Sunday only I could do. So if anybody wants to buy food that day, it will be very nice. Just send me an email and reserve your box.
Okay, that's a great thing. Great cause. We'll do that. So we are coming to the top of the hour. I'll bring in all the people of today's show on the screen. Thanks to all of you for joining Dil Se Show with RJ Rajiv and RJ Ritu and talking about Three Sisters. I would like everyone to, whoever can make it next weekend, please do come and support Natya Bharati. Do support Three Sisters. A lot of hard work has gone into this play. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Thank you to all my co-stars, co-actors in the play Three Sisters. Thanks to everyone who is involved backstage, every facet of making this play successful. And wishing everyone a very beautiful, happy, festive season and spring. And Ritu, you're already into the spring mood, looking just absolutely gorgeous
Thank you.
as always. And Arindam, I'll see you tomorrow and wish you
Yes,
all the
sir.
best. As
And
the
thank you so much, Ritu, Rajiv. Thank you so much for having us and giving us this opportunity to talk about our play, to have this very fun hour discussing the whole process and our thoughts behind it. Really appreciate it. And Rajiv, I'll see you sharp tomorrow for the rehearsal.
Absolutely. I will show up and hopefully Adarji will provide some samosas and chai.
Tomorrow there will be samosas. We are
He
going
Don't
to.
count,
put you.
don't
He
count
put.
on
He
that.
put you on the spot,
Don't
Adarji.
count on that.
But thank you, Ritu, and thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you
Beautiful.
all. Have a wonderful
Thank
weekend.
you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
अच्छा
beautiful.
मैं भी मतलब थोड़ा बोल देती हूँ। अच्छा लगा आप लोगों से, अरिंदम और सुनीता जी से पहली बार, आदर्श जी से तो मतलब पहले भी इंटरेक्शन हुए हैं। तो ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द प्ले एंड आई एम रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड। और जो भी हमारे देख रहे हैं आज का ये लाइव शो, तो मैं कहूंगी जाइए और महसूस कीजिएगा खुद को उन कैरेक्टर्स में जो ये बता रहे हैं। मुझे तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग और रिलेटेबल लग रहे हैं, तो मैं तो जाने वाली हूँ।
And share it on your Facebook page and spread the word.
हाँ जी सुनीता जी, वो तो goes without saying, if I'm doing something, it's going to be everywhere.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And Vaishali, thank you so much. She said hi, Ritu and Rajiv. Good morning to you, Vaishali.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have
Have
a
a
great
wonderful
weekend,
weekend.
everyone.
चलिए, take care.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.